From Williams Arena on the University of Minnesota campus in Minneapolis, welcome to Day 2 of the 2026 Minnesota State High School Boys Basketball Tournament. Baseline to baseline coverage in our second day of coverage, but on the first day of Class 3A competition here at State in what has already started out as a very exciting week. An upset or two yesterday, and some of the main teams coming through with solid victories as well. And here on KDHL, we are shaping up for a great 4-5 matchup, teams that we are very familiar with as Mankato East and Northfield square off. These teams have vastly different backstories on state tournament appearances, state tournament history, about as far apart as you could possibly be. Mankato East, back-to-back state runners-up. And for Northfield, well, they're kind of a fun story of the tournament, not being here at State since 1932, and there's some interesting aspects to bring up to that, and we'll get to that in our pregame show. Slated for a noon start, we might be a few minutes. We will be a few minutes after 12 o'clock. That does happen at State when games are set to begin only 2 hours apart from one another, so we do roll a little bit late sometimes, and that will be the case with this quarterfinal game. Let me take a moment to thank our sponsors here on KDHL. Great to have everyone aboard. Century 21 Atwood, Northfield Manager Pete Mergens, Northfield Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism, Heritage Dental Care of Northfield, Steel Waseca Co-op Electric, as well as Community Resource Bank of Northfield, Upper Lakes Foods Northfield, Raider Automotive Northfield, Hamilton Mering Auction Service, Stearns Heating and Cooling of Red Wing. Taji Jewelry Kenyon, you don't want just any diamond, you want a Taji Jewelry diamond. H&R Block, Faribault, Lakeville, Owatonna, J-Mo's Bowl, Faribault, where you always strike a great meal. Goodhue County ADA and Ackerman Accounting and Tax Service of Owatonna. No surprises in the first AAA quarterfinal as number 1 rated, number 1 seed Totino Grace took care of business, beating Minneapolis South 90-56 in a game that wrapped up just a few minutes ago. There was a big upset yesterday with number 7 Apple Valley beating number 2 seed and defending state champion in Wayzata in the Class 4A quarterfinals. And then last night they played the first 2 of the AA quarterfinals. Not so close in the 4-5 game. Albany took care of business against Jackson County Central. I'm sure there were some that were hoping for that rematch between Goodhue and JCC after they played in the Prep Bowl. As Gordy Cosfeld was talking about yesterday, the two teams had an exciting Prep Bowl game that went to Jackson County Central. And the way this tournament shaped up for the AA tournament, there was the chance that Goodhue, who made it to state in Class A each of the last 2 years, could match up with Jackson County Central in a second-round game. Well, Goodhue handled their end of the bargain. The number 1 seed Wildcats beat Perham yesterday in a game you heard on KDHL 70-49. But number 5 Albany, and Gordy says they are a very good team. They beat Jackson County Central yesterday 85-49, so that bumps JCC down to the consolation bracket. Those AA quarterfinals, by the way, continue later today. And the final of the quarterfinals in Class AA is a game I will have for you right here on the Mighty 920 KDHL, Faribault, Minnesota. That is the Waseca versus Minnehaha Academy game at 8 p.m. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, that the game actually starts at 8 and not 9:45. Before that, it will be Blake against Pequot Lakes in the other AA quarterfinal. So the AA got broken up. Last night's games, Goodhue beating Perham and Albany topping Jackson County Central over at the Target Center. And then tonight here at Williams Arena, the other 2 AA quarterfinals with Blake versus Pequot Lakes and Waseca and Minnehaha Academy. And Waseca's an interesting story too, and I'll get into much more detail about that during tonight's game. But Waseca's a team that went to the Prep Bowl final, went to the Prep Bowl, so played for a state football championship. They came in as a runner-up in football, but they started the season 0-4. And that seemed to affect the seeding, where Waseca, with a record of 23-7, ends up as the number 6 seed in the tournament. And I'm sure they've got a chip on their shoulder about that. And that could be a game to look at as an upset potential, because Waseca, who was the state runner-up, Now, granted, they went with a lot of seniors in their main lineup, but they bring back Duran, who's a finalist for Minnesota Mr. Basketball, and so he's back. But Waseca's a team that might be kind of seated low as number 6. I'm kind of curious to see how that game pans out. But all that's for later today. We need to focus on Mankato East versus Northfield, and all Big 9 quarterfinal teams that split their games during the regular season. During the regular season, it was a split. The teams, where do we have it here? Oh, of course, I've got so many notes that finding the notes that you want when you need them is very challenging, and here it is. Northfield in the season opener lost to Mankato East 74-72, and then in the rematch they defeated Mankato East 62-58. So a pair of close games during the regular season. 2 of the top 3 teams in the Big 9 conference. Champion was Rochester Mayo. They're a 4A team. They end up losing in the semifinals of 1-4A. But Mankato East coming out of Section 2 and Northfield out of Section 1, 2 of the top 3 teams in the Big 9 to square off here in this state quarterfinal matchup after a regular season split. And this is the 4-5 seeded game. Northfield ended up getting the number 4 seed and Mankato East the number 5 seed. Not sure how much that really matters going into this afternoon's game, but it should be a doozy. Looking forward to bringing it to you here on KDHL Faribault. We still have almost 10 minutes until the opening tap, so we will get into some of the history. I mentioned in the open that these 2 teams' tournament history could not be more different. We'll get into that next on the Mighty 920 KDHL.
When you're ready to file your taxes, your neighborhood H&R Block is here to provide the expertise and care you deserve in Faribault, Owatonna, and Lakeville. Just walk in or make an appointment and get 100% accuracy and your maximum refund guarantee. So file with confidence, knowing your local tax experts are here when and where you need them at H&R Block, Owatonna, Faribault, and Lakeville. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantee.
At Upper Lakes Foods, being part of the community means more than just delivering great products. It means showing up and supporting the places we call home. From local restaurants and schools to community events and hometown teams, Upper Lakes Foods is proud to serve and support communities across the region. With quality food service products and dependable service you can count on, they help local businesses succeed every day. Upper Lakes Foods, supporting our communities one delivery at a time.
At the barn, University of Minnesota, Roy Koenig at the KDHL Sports microphone. Thrilled to be part of the continuing coverage. 78 years of coverage of the State High School Boys Basketball Tournament on KDHL Radio. Working with Gordy Kospel these last number of years. Mike Morrissey, Gordy Hink, part of the history. Has a very nice historical perspective on KDHL's involvement in the State Boys Basketball Tournament on the website, kdhlradio.com. If you haven't had a chance to take a look at that, certainly go and do so. Gordy put a lot of research into the historical part of KDHL's involvement in the State Boys Basketball Tournament, along with some nice preview pieces of the tournaments, which I'll be referring to regularly during the course of action here at this state tournament. As far as the different histories of state, Mankato East and Northfield, Mankato East, they are here at state for a 5th consecutive season. State runner-up 2 years ago against Totino Grace, and last year against Alexandria. They lost both of those games, coincidentally enough, 73-64. So Mankato East, 5 straight appearances at state. They've got 14 appearances at state overall, starting in 1984. Because you go back enough years, Mankato, of course, had 1 high school, and that's also a very important part of today's trivia notes coming up shortly. Mankato is different, though, as Joe Madsen retired after 24 seasons as the coach. 450 victories over that time. His son Brogan, all-time leader in scoring, along with several other statistical categories at Mankato East, has gone on to play at Sioux Falls, and Joe Madsen wanted to be able to watch his son play, so he stepped down. Tony Ball is the new head coach for Mankato East. He's been with the team a long time, I believe 17 seasons, first year as head coach, but pretty smooth transition considering that Mankato East was a force in the conference and has made it back to the state tournament for the 5th consecutive season. 21-7 for Mankato East coming into this game. As far as Northfield goes, it is just such an interesting story. Northfield has not been to state since 1932. As Coach Matt Christensen, an alum, pointed out, he said in a news report, I think Amelia Earhart was flying around the world during that time. So think about that. The last time that Northfield was in the state boys basketball tournament, the Great Depression was a thing. It was a really, really big thing in 1932. So that was one of the worst years of the Great Depression. General admission tickets to come to the Minnesota State Boys Basketball Tournament were 35 cents. And if you wanted a premium seat for Championship Day, $1.25 is what it was going to set you back. And that was a big figure. 1932. Of course, it was just one tournament. No classes of separation by enrollment. Thief River Falls, Ballatin, Winona, Crosby Ironton, Chisholm, funny Chisholm would be at state, Princeton, Northfield, and Mankato. Mankato was at state in 1932. And who did Northfield play in the first round of the state tournament? They played Mankato. Who is Northfield playing here today in the first round of the state tournament? Mankato East. That game against Mankato in 1932 was a final score of 17-15 Mankato. Yes, that's final score of 17-15 Mankato to advance into the next round. After the quarterfinal loss to Mankato, the Raiders rallied to defeat Princeton in the consolation semifinal before losing to Crosby Ironton in the consolation final. 94 years between state tournament trips. Coach Christensen, who was hired as coach in 2022, said the number of people who have reached out is off the charts. Community members, if you go downtown, are clapping for us. It's just an outpouring of support. He also talked about the pressure starting to weigh on the current players like a 94-year-old 800-pound gorilla. And Northfield has certainly had good teams over time. Northfield is a very strong community athletic-wise. But it's been a few years since they've been as far as a section championship game. That was the 18-19 season. So that's whatever that is, 6 seasons ago. Either 5 or 6 seasons ago, or 6, 7 seasons ago, take your pick, the last section final appearance. So Northfield has had a drought, a 94-year drought of going to state. And as the season was rolling along, and Tom Gottman, whose grandson is a starter for Northfield, he does a lot of courtside work at St. Olaf College. I do St. Olaf College basketball games on the stream. So Tom and I would talk quite a bit, and he talked about how strong Northfield was. And so you got a team. The anticipation is they're going to contend to go to state. The community has not had a state at the team at state boys basketball in 94 years. You think the pressure starts to mount a little bit like a 94-year-old 800-pound gorilla. Let's just hope that that gorilla is off their backs when they take the court in just a couple of minutes for the start of this afternoon's game. Northfield, Mankato East, coming right up on the mighty 920 KDHL in the state 3A quarterfinals.
Get ready, Northfield area. The Community Market Fair is coming to the Dundas Dome on Saturday, April 18th from 9 to 3. And it's so much more than a home and garden show. Browse over 100 vendors from landscaping and remodeling to sustainability, catering services, insurance, real estate, and so much more. Enjoy food trucks, family-friendly activities, and over $500 in prizes and drawings. There truly is something for everyone. Don't miss it. The Community Market Fair and more. Presented by Century 21 Atwood, Northfield.
When When Raider basketball hits the state tournament, it's all about teamwork, determination, and stepping up on the big stage. That same spirit drives Community Resource Bank in Northfield. From checking and savings to home and business loans, their team is always in your corner, helping you reach your goals. Proud to support Raider basketball during this historic state run. Community Resource Bank, where community comes first. Let's bank together. With locations in Northfield, Cannon Falls, Faribault, and Roseville. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Big moments are built on confidence, and that's something you can see in a Raider team heading to state. At Heritage Dental Care in Northfield, they help you bring that same confidence every day with personalized care for the whole family in a comfortable, welcoming environment. From routine checkups to complete dental care, their team is here to keep your smile strong. Proud supporters of the Northfield Raiders. Heritage Dental Care in Northfield.
When your vehicle needs attention, trust the team that's been part of Northfield for years. Raider Automotive on Highway 3 South. Locally owned and proud supporters of Raider activities, Raider Automotive handles everything from brakes and diagnostics to collision repair and towing. With experienced technicians and honest, reliable service, they'll get it done right the first time, so you can get back on the road with confidence. Cheer on the Raiders at state and trust Raider Automotive to keep you rolling.
KDHL Radio, Faribault, Minnesota. We are at Williams Arena. Players are being introduced right now, and the start of this game is mere minutes away. Northfield and Mankato East. The winner will play tomorrow. Tomorrow at noon, right here at Williams Arena against Totino Grace, who won the first game today. The loser plays tomorrow at 2 o'clock against Minneapolis South over at the Gangelhoff Center, Concordia University. So the winner tomorrow at noon, the loser plays tomorrow at 2 o'clock. If Northfield does stub their toe and get bumped into the consolation bracket, Power 96 for coverage of the Northfield Raiders tomorrow. Otherwise, right here on the Mighty 920 KDHL for tomorrow's semifinal. The big schools do the semifinals tomorrow with 3A, then 4A. Friday will be the semifinals for single A, which is yet to start the tournament, and then double A on Friday night. And we're partway through setting the stage for the double A semifinals, and then championship day on Saturday. A 5-day state high school boys basketball tournament that certainly had the delay last week of no state tournaments for the Minnesota State High School League due to the Gopher women's basketball team needing to keep Williams Arena available for what they hoped would be some home basketball, and certainly didn't that turn out exciting with their thrilling advancement to the Sweet 16. So now Williams Arena is free, and it'll be occupied by the state boys basketball teams in these coming days. Northfield comes into today's game a record of 25-3 on the season. They are the number 5 rated team in the state. That late season win over Mankato East after losing to the Cougars back in week 1 may be the reason that they're the number 5 versus the number 6 seeded Cougars, and the number 4 seeded versus the number 5 seeded Mankato East Cougars. That Northfield has the upper edge in the seeding for what that's worth as the number 4 seed. Northfield lost that season opening game to Mankato East, 74-72. They lost to Rochester Mayo, Big 9 Conference champ, January 27th, final there of 68-53. And then lost to Century, 71-60 in their other loss. So a couple of double-digit losses to the Rochester teams, and the split with Mankato East. Northfield had a 15-game winning streak mixed in there as well. As far as Mankato East goes, they ended up with a loss late season to number 5 Hopkins. Kind of cool to get Hopkins on your schedule. It was not close, however, 85-48, and Hopkins did not even make it to the state tournament in one of those rugged Twin Cities sections. The loss to Northfield late season, also a loss to Rochester Century by 1 point late in the season. Other losses earlier for Mankato East were to number 7 St. Paul Johnson, lost to Rochester Century, so they got swept by the Panthers. They lost to Rochester Mayo early in the season, and then about a week later, 2 weeks later, lost to Mayo again. So a record of 21-7 on the season for Mankato East. Starters for Mankato East. Number 1, a senior forward, Amari Nobles. Number 3, a senior guard, Lucas Gustafson. Number 5, a senior guard, Mason Deedy. Number 24, a junior forward, Briggs Meyer. And number 35, a senior post, Braden Petzel. Starters for Northfield are number 1, a senior forward, Caden Oakland. Number 2, a junior center, Tyler Holtz. Number 3, a senior guard, Tyler Hupton. Number 4, a senior forward, T.J. Grotman. And number 11, a sophomore guard, Liam Oakland. As we approach the start of today's game, tip-off brought to you by Northfield Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism, reminding you the Community Market Fair and more will be in the Dundas Dome Saturday, April 18th. It's so much more than a home and garden show. Hopefully you heard Gordy this morning on AM Minnesota with a great interview with a couple of the folks that are running that big Community Market Fair and more. April 18th at the Dundas Dome. Are you ready for basketball? The second of the quarterfinal games in Class 3A about to tip off. Northfield is in maroon with white and gold numbers in trim. Mankato East is in white with black numbers in trim. East controls the opening tap. We are underway with the state quarterfinal game as a pass is tipped and turned over to Northfield. As a pass was tipped and then Huffman fires it into the front court and it's fumbled out of bounds by the sophomore Liam Oakland, but he's had a big hand in getting this team to the state tournament. Had a great section contribution, section final. Northfield had to rally from 10 down, so a double turnover to start things here. Certainly some nerves could be a part of it, and getting that 800-pound gorilla off the backs of Northfield will be a key in things. Mankato East works it into the left corner. A little driving looper is up and in along the baseline, and that was Mason Deedy on the basket. It is a 2-0 lead for Mankato East in this state quarterfinal game in Class 3A basketball. That Alexandria team that East lost to in the championship last year, they bumped up to Class 4A, made the state tournament, but then lost yesterday. I think it was to Maple Grove. We'll go through the full tournament reset at some point here as we move along. But 1 minute in, Northfield looking for their first shot. Boy, that is forced up there by J.T. Grotman. Grotman, who averages 11 points a game, really had to muscle that one up and in. And a quick 2-2 tie on the Taji Jewelry of Kenyon scoreboard. Swing by and see their awesome selection of diamonds. With the basketball on the left is Nobles. He goes to the top of the key on a pass. And shot short. Rebounded by big Caden Oakland. Oakland, a big man on the boards, in addition to 21 points per game, a future football guy at SDSU. Petzel on the other side is also a future football player in Northern Illinois, so I think that as those two match up, that could be quite entertaining. Right now the ball is handed off. Here's a three from the college rank level. It misses. It is out of bounds off Northfield, and this ball will belong to Mankato East. Just underway with things, and those two guys might be battling for some points in the paint. The J-Mo's Bowl, Faribault paint. At J-Mo's, you always strike a great meal. Get signed up for the great volleyball league starting soon. J-Mo's. And certainly J.T. Krautman's points were points in the paint. Weaving his way in. Nice job. And a scoop shot up and in for Amari Nobles, the senior 6'6" forward. A 4-2 lead for Mankato East. 2.5 minutes into the game. Game started a few minutes late. Here's a three. Again, that looks like a college level three. You got the maroon line. Cowell that shot short. Stutter step up the lane. Blocked! Shot blocked by Liam Oakland. It'll maintain Mankato East ball. You got those two arcs on the floor, though. The gold arc is the high school three, and the maroon arc is the college three. 4-2 Mankato East here. 2.5 minutes in. And Petzel inside powers it up and in, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line with a 6-2 lead. And the free throw pending. Foul on Tyler Holtz, I believe that is. It'll be his first, team's first. 6-2 Mankato East. Petzel at the line to try and complete the three-point play. And the free throw misses, rebounded by the offender Holtz, who had the foul. With the way players shoot three-pointers nowadays, I'm not even sure if they're mixed up by the lines with the college three versus the high school three versus just, here's a steal. Oh my, across the top of the key, an easy anticipation, jumping the route. That's Lucas Gustafson on the steal layup, and Mankato East is out to a quick 8-2 lead just over 3 minutes in. Starting to say, and it's lost out of bounds. It was tipped by Mankato East DD, but it went off the Northfield player. So East forces a turnover and has the 8-2 lead. To complete my thought on three-point shots, I don't know if they're confused by the college versus the high school three, or just the fact that the high school players are more and more comfortable shooting farther and farther out. And top of the key, this is a high school three, missed, tapped up, back up by Petzel, that missed as well, taken down on the rebound by Caden Oakland. The 6'4 senior takes it into the front court. Northfield going right to left in front of me. They're in the maroon uniforms. And pressured is Oakland. That's Liam. Jump ball. Should belong to Northfield, I believe. Northfield on the alternating possession. 14 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Already 3 turnovers by Northfield, just 1 by Mankato East. And there's Oakland. Caden has the ball stolen out of his hands. Lead pass ahead for Gustafson, and a foul. Is there a foul coming up from behind or just knocking the ball out of bounds? I believe just knocking the ball out of bounds, Northfield. But Northfield knocks it out of bounds after a Raider turnover, so kind of a blocked shot, if you will. I don't think a foul was called on the play, but it's still Mankato East basketball as the Cougars jump out to a big lead here right away. We do have a substitute into the game as well. No substitute for the quality service you receive from Ackerman Accounting and Tax Service in Owatonna. As Mankato East brings in a new player, basket is good on the entry pass to Petzel. He banks it up and in 10-2. Mankato East with the lead. New player in the game for Mankato East. Still trying to figure out who that is as Northfield goes inside, outside, around the perimeter. Raiders have a new guy on. That's Bankston. And with the basketball now is Upton. Upton averages 11 a game, passed into the corner, working around the perimeter. Shot clock at 12. Northfield down 10-2. Shot clock down to 7. Way out high, well outside all the arcs is Upton. He gets it back, runner up the lane, got it to go, give and go pass back to him. And Upton finishes as Northfield gets a very important basket, down 10-4 on the Taji Jewelry of Kenyon scoreboard. Score the best selection in jewelry in the area, Taji Jewelry. Northfield attempted that 1 3-pointer. There's more than 3 reasons to book your next farmer real estate auction at Hamilton Maring Auction of Kenyon. East with the basketball, 10 to shoot. Pass across the top by Dede, works to the left wing. Good screen, freed up a player, scrambles through all of that, reverses direction, man wide open for a 3-pointer. It's off the front of the rim, reaching for the rebound, nicely done by Holtz, and he is fouled by Mankato East. Meyer on the foul, his first and the team's first. 10-4. Mankato East with the lead. Northfield will have the ball. Eli Bengston, a sophomore guard at 6 foot. He's the one that checked in recently. Also new into the game, I think that's Ben Iams that's checked into the game for Northfield. Just under 13 minutes to go in the first half. 10-4 Mankato East. Taking the ball into the front court. Bankston walking right over that large M at midcourt here at the Barn Williams Arena. As Northfield spin, move, and lost the ball. Last touched by Mankato East, I believe, but the officials are going to come together to discuss this. A drive to the lane. Ball was tipped away from the Northfield player, and the officials are conferring on whether who this is out off of. Initial indication was that it's Northfield ball, and that official will win the discussion with his co-official, and it is Northfield ball, trailing 10-4, 12 and a half to go in the first half. The inbound got to Grotman. Grotman posted up, Pass, tried to thread it through. That was a tough pass. Picked up now by Griffin Schott in off the bench for Mankato East. Cougars with the 10-4 lead in the front court. Nobles on the left wing outside the arc. He'll pass it deeper into the corner, then get it back out top, working around the perimeter. The Herring in off that bench. Now the ball handed off to Gustafson. Gustafson guarded closely by Bengtson. Gets it, pass left wing side, Nobles for three, it's off the rim, and struggling a bit on three-pointers, Mankato East early on. Offensive rebound, Herring, now it's wide open for Nobles, and he'll just finger roll this in. Nobles has his second basket, 12-4, Mankato East with 12 minutes to go in the first half. Mankato East 0 for 3 on threes. Northfield 0 for 2. A runner to the lane is defended by East, denying Oakland. Offensive rebound, however, and Northfield with the ball. What a give it go! And it's up and in, finger roll, good for Imes. Ben Imes, that's a pretty basket. 12-6, 11 and a half to go first half. Dribbling into the front court for the Cougars was Gustafson, gives it to Nobles. Nobles drives, draws a crowd, passes left corner, three-pointer. That one's too strong. Nobles leans in, gets the rebound. His then outlet scoop ahead is intercepted by J.T. Grotman. Northfield in transition to the other end of the basketball floor. In the lane, kick out right side, drive in close, a foul, basket good. Oh, wait a second, or is it an offensive foul? Let's get this sorted out. It is a good basket. It is a good basket for Grotman, making the score 12-8, and he's going to the line for a free throw. Gustafson on the foul, his first, team second. Northfield now within 12-8. At the line is Grotman. He averages 11 points per game. He's got 4 already in this one and give him 5. And the Raiders have pulled back to within 3, 11 minutes to go in the first half, 12-9. Halftime, we'll have our halftime report. Century 21, Atwood, Northfield. Halftime report here on the Mighty 920 KDHL. Paris State basketball tournament games on the air for you today. Travel, I assume, on Mankato East. Turnover numbers are probably coming a little bit more even. It's 3 turnovers on East, 5 on Northfield. Raiders get set to bring the Cougars get set to bring Blake Kamphoff in, junior guard who checks in for the Cougars. 21-7 on the season. First-year head coach Tony Ball, long time with the program under Coach Joe Madsen, so not new to the program by any stretch. Matt Christensen in his 4th season, incidentally, for Northfield as head coach. 66-43 over that time, looking for win number 67 here at the state tournament. First time since 1932 for Northfield at state. Driving hard, pass, left corner, Raider player fakes, and then a finger roll along the baseline, kind of went up a little early. Petzel gets the rebound for East. There's an outlet ahead, but he traveled. He traveled with the ball as he was getting set for a two-hand overhead pass. He took an extra step or shuffle. He's pleading his case, but all that is irrelevant in ancient history, such as Northfield being at state for the first time since 1932. Ancient history, fun stories and fun aspects of things and coincidental aspects of things. The whole idea that they lost to Mankato in 1932 is quite frankly hilarious. And here is a 3. It's just short on that. So Northfield now 0-4 on the threes at 0-for-3 on threes. East is 0-for-4 on threes. The game comes down to three-point shooting so often, but neither of these teams have found their groove. A 3-point difference in the first half with 10 minutes to go and a 12-9 Cougar lead. Nobles drives, dishes left, a run around the baseline, no. Petzel tries to push it back up and in, and he does. He is a beast inside. 6'9", senior post Braden Petzel. He was a football all-star. He'll be at Northern Illinois playing some gridiron action. There's a pass defended and knocked away from Caden Oakland, a future football player as well. And the finish at the other end, and then falling off the floor. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Shot falls off the raised floor. He's helped back to his feet. It looked like he landed awkwardly, but he popped up well enough, and things seem all right. We'll pause for a quick moment during a little timeout with 9.5 to go in the first half. It's 16-9. Couple of quick baskets for Mankato East. They lead by 7 over Northfield on the Mighty 920 KDHL.
Professional Pride Realty Northfield is now Century 21 Atwood Professional Pride Group. Same great agents in Northfield with the incredible Century 21 Atwood resources to serve real estate buyers and sellers better. The two merge their values to be unstoppable together. Professional Pride and Century 21 Atwood share the motto, we love where we live. Giving back to their communities. Go to c21atwood.com/Northfield and get a free home valuation.
H&R Block of Owatonna, Lakeville, Faribault will be presenting our stats throughout the course of the game, where you get your maximum refund guaranteed. Stats a service of the folks who know their numbers. H&R Block, Faribault, Owatonna, and Lakeville. Roy Koenig at the KDHL Sports microphone, taking the handoff from Gordy Kosfeld, who brought you a couple of exciting games yesterday. There's another turnover by Northfield, and Mankato East comes in, and there's a three from forever away, missed it, and nothing but maroon shirts around the basket to get that rebound. That three was beyond what they would have at the Target Center as well. That one was almost from the M at midcourt. Kind of a wild three, but hey, kids make it all the time. Getting inside, shot misses. A pressured shot was taken by Imes. Battle for the basketball. East comes up with it. They're on the run into the front court. Noble's little Euro step, but then he goes down. He's injured. Northfield going the other way. 2-on-1 to the basket. Good, and we've got to stop play. We've got to stop play here. Caden Oakland hits his first field goal, and Amari Nobles, I don't know if he stepped on someone else's foot. He is still down. His knee is what he is holding as he is lying on his side. So he turned the ball over. Northfield had a 2-on-1 break the other way, or a fast break that ended with a 2-on-1. The officials let that play conclude. Nobles down behind the play in no danger of being injured by the continuation of the play. Northfield scores on the fast break, 16-11 deficit for the Raiders with 8:40 to go in the first half. But big concern for Amari Nobles, the 6'6 senior, who is still lying on the floor here at Williams Arena, and lying on his back as medical and team personnel are out to consult with him. We'll pause for a moment on the Mighty 920 KDHL on the Taji Jewelry of Kenyon scoreboard. You don't want just any diamond. You want a Taji Jewelry of Kenyon diamond. It is 1611 Mankato East.
Big runs don't happen by accident. They're built with hard work, preparation, and a strong foundation. That's exactly what you get with Pollock Construction. Based right in Rice County, Pollock Construction specializes in new construction, remodeling, and insurance restoration, delivering quality craftsmanship you can count on every step of the way. From start to finish, their team is committed to getting the job done right. Proud supporters of the Northfield Raiders at State, Pollock Construction, building it right.
Amari Nobles is on his feet and very, very slowly being helped off the floor by team personnel. No weight at all being put on that left leg. As he was lying on the floor, he was holding his left knee area, and that's it. We're not going to see Amari Nobles anymore in this game, and that is a big blow for Mankato East. He's one of their starters, one of their top players, a very talented athlete, a 6'6 senior, 4 points in this game so far, and still in the process of being assisted over to the team bench, which was at the opposite end of the floor, and no weight at all on that left knee, left leg. So Nobles is gone from the game. It is Mankato East basketball. Gustafson, Herring, Schott, Meyer, and Petzel on the floor for Mankato East. Oakland, Holtz, Imes, and Bengston on the floor for Northfield. Right now it is 16-11 East. Pass comes from Meyer. Gets the ball back on the left wing to the left of the key. How does East respond? Shot misses. How do they respond to losing one of their team leaders? Rebounded by Tyler Hupman, 6-foot senior. We'll look at the stats of the game, H&R Block stats of the game at the Century 21 Atwood Northfield halftime report as well here on the Mighty 920 KDHL. 8 minutes to go in the first half. 16-11, the Cougars with the lead. Shot clock at 15. With the basketball, Northfield, top of the key, looks, decides to take the line drive shot, missed that. That shot taken by Tyler Holtz. More than 3 reasons to book your next farm or real estate auction with Hamilton Maring Auction of Kenyon. Each team still looking to get some success from three-point land. As a pass deflected by Northfield, it stays Mankato East ball. Mankato East 0 for 6 shooting threes. Northfield 0 for 4. The teams have combined to shoot 0 for 10. In general, East is shooting 42% and Northfield shooting 42%. But that is with taking the hit of a combined 0 for 10 on three-point tries. East with the ball. Right corner, Dede. Cut off on any baseline drive. Good defense that time by Grotman. Looking for an entry pass. Shot clock down to 8. Straight on 3. Kicks out. Right into the hands of Grotman. Northfield basketball down 16-11. 7:15 to go in the first half. Caden Oakland with the spin move in the lane. Straight on 3 is off the side. A tap out is grabbed by East Meyer. His quick outlet ahead to Gustafson. Gustafson passes left side. Now down low into the left corner shot. Around the top. Wide open look for 3 from the right side. And that is our first three-pointer of the game. It's drilled by Briggs Meyer, and the lead is 19-11, Mankato East with 7 minutes to go in the first half. Winner plays tomorrow at noon here at Williams Arena against Totino Grace. The loser faces Minneapolis South over at the Gangaloff Center tomorrow at 2 p.m. If it's Northfield, it'll be on Power 96, otherwise on the Mighty 920 KDHL. Shot misses on a fadeaway by Grotman. East on the run the other way. Pocket picked by the Oakland. Liam Oakland coming up from behind, steals the ball. Northfield basketball again with 8.5 to go in the first half. The 8s and the 6s look the same on the scoreboard here, frankly. I gotta scroll up here. It's 6.5 minutes. My mistake, 6.5. Shot in the lane, missed. Tapped out, taken by Liam Oakland. Oakland in a lot of traffic inside, trying to protect the basketball and find somebody. They force the travel. Traveling is forced by Mankato East. So again, it is 6 minutes to go. 6:08 to go in the first half. 2 minutes have gone into the twilight zone because I couldn't read the font on the scoreboard from a mile away. 6 minutes to go in the first half. It's 19-11 Mankato East. They've got the basketball. Northfield, by the way, averaging just 67 points a game. That's the lowest of any 3A team at state. Here's an open look from 3. It's good. And that is the second 3 of the game for Mankato East. This time it's Griffin's shot. And for the first time, it is a double-digit deficit for Northfield. They trail 22-11 with 5:35 to go in the first half. And the pass comes over to Liam Oakland. Oakland swings it right side, almost stolen away from Caden, but Caden has the basketball up the lane. The runner bounces around and off. Rebound taken and protected by Meyer of Mankato East. Rebounding right now is 14-9 in favor of the Cougars. Here's a Euro step, a little pass, a dish off to the right wing. Now it's Meyer, drives, edge of the lane, shot up and good. Great ball movement by Mankato East. 24-11, Cougars lead. 5:05 to go in the first half. Northfield with the ball, Caden Oakland. 2 points on the game so far. He averages 20 points a game. Bangs down low, kicks it out for a three-pointer. It's good. And the first 3 for Northfield is drilled by J.T. Grotman. Hamilton Maring Auction of Kenyon, and Northfield three-pointers could be big in getting the Raiders back into this one. Down 24-14, 4:40 to go in the first half. Petzel out top with the basketball. Hands it off to Gustafson. Quickly down low. You've got Petzel against Oakland. Inside Petzel. Fade away on the lane. Missed it. Rebound offensive. Meyer protects it and then goes back up and in. Great job by Briggs Meyer. He rebounded it in traffic and somehow kept his cool to keep the basketball and found a little bit of an opening to sneak through. 26-14 Mankato East. 4:15 to go in the first half. And those are some points in the paint. J-Mo's points in the paint as a three-pointer misses. Petzel on the rebound. J-Mo's has the best food around, and they'll cater either in-house or otherwise. As that shot for East misses, Petzel follows it up to clean it up. Rebound, basket, Petzel. Timeout is taken on the floor. Timeout taken. But hey, J-Mo's bowls a fair bowl, points in the paint. And they're working pretty well for Mankato East here in a couple of consecutive possessions. A pointer for you. J-Mo's has the best food around, and they cater. Either in-house with volleyball, darts, and bowling fun, or deliver for those graduation open houses. the points in the paint, JMO's points in the paint. We'll get to the specific stats on that during the upcoming Century 21 Atwood Northfield halftime report, but we've got a break in the action with a big lead. Mankato East 28-14 over Northfield.
Make it personal, make it Taji Jewelry.
Awards by Taji and Kenyon can assist you in recognizing someone with plaques or trophies in a variety of styles and price ranges. Say thanks to a dedicated employee. Reward a son or daughter's accomplishments. Whatever the occasion, Taji Jewelry and Kenyon has the experience to assist in choosing the appropriate award. Teams throughout the area have used Awards by Taji because they know the service is unmatched and the price is right.
And that Taji Jewelry scoreboard is looking really strong for Mankato East. 2 consecutive years the Cougars have been state runners-up. A strong start to this quarterfinal game to try and advance to tomorrow's semifinals. On that Taji Jewelry of Kenyon scoreboard, 28-14 in favor of Mankato East. Shooting 48%, Northfield has slipped to 33% shooting. Rebounding is 18-9 Mankato East. I think on most of these H&R Block stats of the game, it's going to be tilted in Mankato East's favor with them leading 28-14. And they're doing this with Nobles out injured. Nobles left with injury a few minutes ago. 3:40 to go in the first half. Northfield with the ball, trying to keep that dribble going on the letter M with 15 seconds to shoot. So lots of time. Liam Oakland drives, goes up, shoots, misses, tipped and taken down by Mankato East. Quick outlet pass, and Gustafson dribbles into the front court. Little stutter drive up the lane. The ball knocked away. Liam Oakland blocks the shot. To the other end is Caden Oakland. He'll power his way in. Blocking foul will send him to the free throw line for a pair. There was another player that had the ball in between Liam and then getting it to Caden, who's going to go to the free throw line. Dede with his first. It's the third team foul on Mankato East. First free throw, good. Northfield needs every point they can get. They did have to rally from a 10-point deficit in the section final to advance to state for the first time in 94 years. But now this is a new beast, having to rally from a double-digit deficit against another state tournament team. 28-16, both free throws made. Clock at 3:10 to go in the first half until the Century 21 Atwood Northfield halftime report on KBHL Faribault, Minnesota. Roy at the microphone. I'll have tonight's Waseca versus Minnehaha Academy, AA quarterfinal as well. On the dribble now is Herring. Herring, one of those subs off the bench. Mankato East proving they can go pretty deep with the basketball right now. Mohammed has the ball knocked away from him, picked up by J.T. Grotman. He's going the other way. He'll take it all the way, put it up with the right hand. Good. J.T. Grotman having a big first half. He's up to 10 points already. As I said, substitutes on the floor for Mankato East and Northfield. There's no substitute for the quality service you receive from Ackerman Accounting and Tax Service in Owatonna. Got a foul at the other end here, which will send Mohammed to the free throw line. It is 28-18, 10-point deficit for Northfield. 2:31 to go. And I believe the foul was out on 22, Bankston. Bankston on the foul, his first. Only the second foul on Northfield. First free throw by Mohammed, kicks off the heel of the rim. And Gordy made this observation yesterday as well. Not a lot of fouls being called. Players are being allowed to play, but it can also be said that not a lot of fouls are being committed, and they're not getting too physical. There's an offensive rebound. Nope, it's tipped away and cradled by Caden Oakland, just as it looked like Meyer for East might get the offensive rebound. 2:20 to go in the first half. 28-18 Mankato East. 10-second violation, my word. 10-second violation against Northfield, and that is a turnover on the Raiders. It took a while to get that ball, and then Oakland kind of cradled it a bit before starting the ball up the floor, and Northfield just didn't have enough urgency. So not a turnover you're going to see too often. Turnovers are 9-7. Northfield has turned the ball over more than Mankato East has. 10-point Cougar lead, 2:20 to go in the first half of this second AAA quarterfinal. Ball handed off to Dede, trapped in the corner. Petzel into the corner, and then he feeds it to the cutting Gavin Herring. Herring has his first basket. He becomes the 7th player to score for Mankato East. They lead 30-18. Grotman has done the bulk of the scoring for Northfield. 4 players are all that have scored for the Raiders. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Pass into the left corner. Coming out of the corner, nicely threaded pass to Grotman. He's at the free throw line, and his pass comes outside. Still 12 seconds to shoot. Liam Oakland on the dribble. Now Grotman for 3! Straight on, more or less. That is a Hamilton-Maring auction of Kenyon. Northfield three-pointer. 30-21. 1:25 to go in the first half. Herring has the basketball. Passes it to Petzel. Oakland is on him. Gives it up to Gustafson coming across the top. The shot is good. That wasn't Gustafson. That was Dede on the basket. 32-21. 1:10 to go in the first half. Northfield into the front court. On the right wing, the ball shoveled over to Grotman. He'll deliver it to Caden Oakland out top. And Oakland dribbles. Right wing side, right-hand dribble, little stutter, drive underneath, passes it. I think he might have stepped out of bounds, or what happened here? Did he get fouled as he was driving baseline? I think he was fouled as he was driving baseline. This is an inbound play for Northfield. Foul on Meyer, his second, and Mankato East's 4th team foul. There have been 2 fouls called on Northfield, and there is under a minute to go in the first half. Raider inbound in the front court to Caden Oakland. Oakland got hacked on the arm. This will be another inbound. This is Herring on the foul, his first, team's 5th. Raiders looking for some play inside, looking for those points in the J. Moles Bowl, Faribault Paint. At J. Moles, you always strike a great meal. Get signed up for the upcoming volleyball leagues. Got to stay active, then eat some great food. Here's a 3 that bounces around for Grotman and rebounded by Herring. Play some volleyball with JMOs and eat some great food. Reward yourself for getting a good workout. Here's a 3, college level 3, missed it. Tap out. Northfield gets the rebound in the corner. Raider ball, 35 seconds to go in the first half, trailing by 11. 32-21 to Mankato East, an all Big 9 quarterfinal. Here's a 3 from Forever, and that one misses. Rebounded by Petzel. No one is going to get in his way, or you'll pay the price if you do, to get that ball, the big 6'9" post. Mankato East can play for the final shot. 16 seconds to go in the first half. They lead 32-21. Stay tuned. We've got the Century 21 Atwood Northfield halftime report coming up. And there's 5 seconds in the half. Inside Petzel, baseline turnaround jumper, no. Grotman gets away a 3/4 court shot, and it banks off the left side of the backboard. We hit halftime, and Mankato East, the 5 seed, is leading Northfield, the 4 seed, 32-21, after these teams played a pair of tight games during Big 9 conference play. Not so tight as we move toward halftime here of this quarterfinal in Class AAA. It is time now for the Century 21 Atwood Northfield halftime report. Proud of the accomplishments of Northfield students and athletes thinking about buying or selling. You'll find excellent service at Century 21 Atwood Northfield. At the half, here from Williams Arena on the University of Minnesota campus on the Mighty 920 KDHL Faribault, Minnesota. It is Mankato East 32, Northfield 21.
When Raiders you said it last year, but you didn't do it. Now you're thinking again, I gotta find someone to take care of my books. And it's never too late. Ackerman Accounting and Tax Service can do that to ensure next year's tax time is much less stressful. From farming to small businesses, Ackerman Accounting and Tax Services will customize a plan that best fits your needs. Just think, you can have an expert take care of your day-to-day and month-to-month accounting tasks, freeing you up to do what you do best, run your business. They even work with individuals. See what they can do for you. Call Ackerman Accounting and Tax Services today, 451-3399.
Hamilton Mering Auction Group is the Upper Midwest auction leader, specializing in agricultural auctions for farmland and machinery, residential real estate, antiques, vintage collectible items, and more. Hamilton and Mering Auction Services have combined their over a century of auction experience to become the premier auction leader in Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. Discover the Hamilton Mering Auction difference, where quality meets opportunity and every auction tells a story. Check the auction calendar anytime at hmauction.com.
When Raider basketball hits the state tournament, it's all about teamwork, determination, and stepping up on the big stage. That same spirit drives Community Resource Bank in Northfield. From checking and savings to home and business loans, their team is always in your corner, helping you reach your goals. Proud to support Raider basketball during this historic state run. Community Resource Bank, where community comes first. Let's bank together. With locations in Northfield, Cannon Falls, Faribault, and Roseville. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Upper Lakes Foods, being part of the community means more than just delivering great products. It means showing up and supporting the places we call home. From local restaurants and schools to community events and hometown teams, Upper Lakes Foods is proud to serve and support communities across the region. With quality food service products and dependable service you can count on, they help local businesses succeed every day. Upper Lakes Foods, supporting our communities one delivery at a time.
On the Taji Jewelry of Canyon scoreboard, score the best selection of jewelry in the area, Taji Jewelry. It is 32-21, Mankato East with the lead. We'll get to the H&R Block stats of the game in just a moment, or a little bit later on in our halftime report, H&R Block. They are the tax experts, over 70 years of tax experience, with offices in Faribault, Lakeville, and Owatonna. Mankato East with the 11-point halftime lead. The winner of this game will play Totino Grace tomorrow in the state semifinals at noon here at Williams Arena on the Mighty 920 KDHL, with Gordy Cosfeld at the sports microphone for the AAA games tomorrow. If Northfield loses this game and plays tomorrow at 2 at the Gangelhoff Center, that will be on Power 96. Later on today, Grand Rapids plays De La Salle in a 3A quarterfinal, followed by Sartell and Richfield. In yesterday's 4A quarterfinals, number 1 Tartan. They have had fantastic teams recent years, but haven't made it to state. Tartan yesterday handled Blaine 72-44. Finally got over the hump of beating Cretin-Durham Hall in the section final. They'll play Chaska in tomorrow evening's 4A semifinals. Chaska with the mild upset of number 4 seed Lakeville South yesterday, 71-53. The big upset was Apple Valley, the number 7 seed, beating defending state champ Wayzata, 75-73 in a thriller, hitting 11 three-pointers along the way. And number 3 Maple Grove defeated Alexandria area 82-65. The AA quarterfinals began yesterday with Goodhue beating Perham 70-49, and defending champ Albany 85-49 winners over Jackson County Central. Later today here at Williams Arena, Blake plays Pequot Lakes, and then I'll have Waseca versus Minnehaha Academy in a game that is scheduled for 8 o'clock this evening. I'll have that for you right here on the Mighty 920 KDHL at, fingers crossed, 8 o'clock tonight. Single A tournament doesn't start till tomorrow. I'll get to that as we continue on with the Century 21 Atwood Northfield halftime report in a moment. Thinking about buying or selling? You'll find excellent service at Century 21 Atwood Northfield. 32-21 Mankato East with the lead on KDHL.
Get ready, Northfield area. The Community Market Fair is coming to the Dundas Dome on Saturday, April 18th from 9 to 3, and it's so much more than a home and garden show. Browse over 100 vendors from landscaping and remodeling to sustainability, catering services, insurance, real estate, and so much more. Enjoy food trucks, family-friendly activities, and over $500 in prizes and drawings. There truly is something for everyone. Don't miss it. The Community Market Fair and more, presented by Century 21 Atwood, Northfield. Tax changes can be overwhelming and confusing, especially regarding the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. With over 70 years of tax experience, H&R Block knows how to navigate change. They'll take the time to understand your tax situation, explain the new tax laws and how they impact your taxes. And with H&R Block in Faribault, Owatonna, and Lakeville, it's easy to get the convenience and care you deserve. You can just drop off your information and they'll phone you when it's ready. It's so easy at H&R Block, Lakeville, Faribault, and Owatonna.
Big runs don't happen by
Big moments are built on confidence. And that's something you can see in a Raider team heading to state. At Heritage Dental Care in Northfield, they help you bring that same confidence every day with personalized care for the whole family in a comfortable, welcoming environment. From routine checkups to complete dental care, their team is here to keep your smile strong. Proud supporters of the Northfield Raiders. Heritage Dental Care in Northfield.
At the half here from Williams Arena at the University of Minnesota is Mankato East leading 32-21 over Northfield as we look in our H&R Block stats of the game. H&R Block, where you get your maximum refund guaranteed. Cougars shooting 47%, Northfield shooting 35%. Each team is 2 for 10 on three-pointers. And remember, there are more than 3 reasons to book your next farm or real estate auction with Hamilton Maring Auction of Canyon. Free throw shooting, 3 for 3 for Northfield. Rebounding, 21-13 Mankato East with the advantage there. They have 8 offensive rebounds. Biggest lead has been 14, right now up by 11. 9 turnovers on Northfield, 7 turnovers on Mankato East. 7 bench points for Mankato East, just 2 for Northfield. Northfield has blocked 3 shots so far along the way, and points off turnovers are 15-7 in favor of Mankato East. Cougars are doing a good job of recovering from having one of their star players and starters leave the game with a knee injury, Amari Nobles, and Northfield, trailing by 11, is looking for a big second-half comeback to make this first appearance at the state tournament in 94 years even more memorable as they try to come from behind. I'll have the second half for you right after this on the Mighty 920. Cougars lead by 11.
At JMO's Bowl in Faribault, you always strike a great meal, and now's the time to get your team signed up for sand volleyball. Whether you're a serious competitor just out for laps and exercise, JMO's has 6 quality sand courts ready for every skill level. The deadline to register is April 16th, with games starting the week of April 27th and running through mid-August. Ages 16 and under need permission. And don't forget the food. Fall off the bone, delicious ribs, juicy burgers, pasta, spectacular homemade pizza. All are welcome at JMO's Bowl, 1802 4th Street, Northwest Faribault. Get the details at jmosbowl.com.
Big runs don't happen by accident. They're built with hard work, preparation, and a strong foundation. That's exactly what you get with Pollock Construction. Based right in Rice County, Pollock Construction specializes in new construction, remodeling, and insurance restoration, delivering quality craftsmanship you can count on every step of the way. From start to finish, their team is committed to getting the job done right. Proud supporters of the Northfield Raiders at state, Pollock Construction, building it right.
Hamilton Maring Auction Group is the Upper Midwest auction leader, specializing in agricultural auctions for farmland and machinery, residential real estate, antiques, vintage collectible items, and more. Hamilton and Maring Auction Services have combined their over a century of auction experience to become the premier auction leader in Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. Discover the Hamilton Maring Auction difference, where quality meets opportunity and every auction tells a story. Check the auction calendar anytime at hmauction.com. Discover the finest jewelry collection in southern Minnesota, right in downtown Canyon at Todd G. Jewelry. With an extensive selection to suit every style and budget, you'll find everything from timeless watches and elegant jewelry to unique money clips and more. Personalize your gift with a custom engraving. Add a name, a special message, or both to make it truly one of a kind. Because you don't want just any diamond. You want a Todd G. Jewelry diamond.
Second half about to begin here at Williams Arena. And at this point, we say thanks. That concludes the Century 21 Atwood Northfield halftime report, serving all of Minnesota and throughout the nation. Pete Mergen says, go Raiders. Raiders are going to have to come from behind as we get set to start this second half. Remember that the Northfield Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism reminds you the Community Market Fair and more will be in the Dundas Dome on Saturday, April 18th. It's so much more than a home and garden show. Mankato East starts with the basketball and the 11-point lead. Cougars obviously playing without Amari Nobles, who left with an apparent knee injury toward the latter minutes of the first half. And Mankato East just running a lot of passing. There's a foul as Meyer finally found an opening to the basket, but he is fouled and will go to the free throw line as we are just underway in the second half. So Caden Oakland on the foul, his first. At this point, foul trouble is not an issue. I don't know that it's been for any team at the state tournament, at least in the broadcast games yesterday. Gordy was commenting that officials were letting them play. Foul by Caden Oakland is his first of the second half, and Northfield only had 2 against him in the first half. Free throw is missed by Briggs Meyer. Meyer had 7 points in the first half. Second free throw also misses. Rebound by Liam Oakland. Oakland, Holtz, Grotman, and Upton out there for Northfield, trying to rally from behind, down by double digits. Tripping out of the right wing and getting fouled, actually. So if this is on Meyer, that actually does create a little bit of a foul issue for Mankato East, but it's going to be on 11 Herring. So it's on Herring. He and Meyer were both covering the Northfield player. Baseline move by Oakland. Cut off, uses up the dribble, slips a little pass behind him, a jump stop, and a travel is the whistle on that jump stop play by Tyler Holtz. And that'll be a turnover on Northfield. H&R Block stats of the game. Hey, don't forget, at the conclusion of the game, I'll select the Goodhue County ADA player of the game. Goodhue County ADA reminds you to unleash dairy's potential with the power of protein. Goodhue County ADA players of the game for each of these teams in this afternoon's game. 1 minute into the second half, it remains 32-21 Mankato East. Neither team has scored. There's a steal by Northfield. Both free throws were missed. Raiders come to the other end of the floor. Raiders left to right in front of me in their maroon with gold and white trim. Great spin move by Caden Oakland. He's got his second field goal, 6 points. The deficit is 9 with 16 and a half minutes to go in the ball game. Or in regulation for two teams that played a pair of tight games during the regular season. A 4-point win for Northfield late in the season. A 2-point win for Mankato East in the first meeting of the season, which was, I think, the season opener for one, if not both, of the teams. On the dribble, Meyer gets the ball over to Herring. They're outside the arc. Now Petzel, he's outside a lot, but he also has some of those GMO's favorable points in the paint. There's a travel against Lucas Gustafson. Turnover on Northfield. On Mankato East, Northfield ball. Not quite 2 minutes into the second half. Taji Jewelry of Kenyon scoreboard. You don't want just any diamond, you want a Taji Jewelry of Kenyon diamond. Dribbling into the front court, Tyler Hupton averages 11 points a game. He's got 2 in this one. 13 points to lead the way for J.T. Grotman, and then a foul committed on Oakland. And they're going to say he's in the act of shooting. 2 shots coming up. And on Meyer, that's his third. So that does become an issue. Wait, did the basket count? The basket did count. So give Oakland the basket. 3-point play opportunity coming up here for Northfield. Down by 7. Biggest deficit has been 14. Free throw good. 3 for 3 from the line, and for Oakland specifically, and for the Raiders as a team, 4 for 4 from the line. East ball dribbling across that letter M from the top to the bottom of it is Dede. It's a 32-26 game. Pass. They felt, the Raider fans felt there was a travel there, a foot drag by Herring, but no call comes on that. Gustafson trying to get by Liam Oakland. A fadeaway, 18-footer missed. Rebound ricochets all the way out to Tyler Holtz. Caden Oakland into the front court. Stutter, drive, pulls up. Meyer guarding him. Passes it to the high post. They work it outside. 2.5 minutes into the second half. The Raiders have trimmed the deficit to 6. Bounce pass over to Grotman. Threaded that pass, but it's stolen away. And Gustafson races the other way for Mankato East. He shakes and bakes, trying to get past Oakland. Caden Oakland comes from behind, tries to knock the ball away. Meyer gets to the top of the lane, deals it over to the right side for 3! A timeout on the floor. And we'll pause on the mighty 920 KDHL.
Professional Pride Realty Northfield is now Century 21 Atwood Professional Pride Group. Same great agents in Northfield with the incredible Century 21 Atwood resources to serve real estate buyers and sellers better. The two merge their values to be unstoppable together. Professional Pride and Century 21 Atwood share the motto, we love where we live. Giving back to their communities. Go to c21atwood.com/Northfield and get a free home valuation.
15 minutes remaining in this one. Let me see where I can find those points in the paint. Those J-Mo points in the paint. Where is it on this chart? 22-16 in favor of Mankato East. The points in the paint. J-Mo's has the best food around, and they cater either in-house, where you get volleyball, darts, bowling, or they'll deliver for those graduation open houses. J-Mo's in Faribault. Northfield with the ball. Down 9. 14:45 to go. Spin, move to the basket. No for Caden Oakland. Loose basketball on the run, controlled by Gustafson into the Mankato East front court. He'll back off and let his team get their offense set. Split through a screen, have the ball jarred free, somehow got it back. He is fouled. No, there's a travel in there. A traveling call. And Mankato East will lose the ball via the turnover. Team struggling on the three-pointer. Mankato East 3 for 11. Northfield is 2 for 10. But I tell you, there's more than 3 reasons to book your next farm or real estate auction with Hamilton Mehring Auction of Kenyon. Nice give and go. And Liam Oakland takes it hard to the basket for his first points. 9 points per game for the sophomore. He's got his first field goal in this one. It's 35-28, 14 minutes to go. East has led throughout. Gustafson deals it back on the right corner to Meyer. Meyer gets inside to Petzel. Petzel backs down, missed the shot. He was backing down Holtz on that play, and Holtz affected the shot enough that Petzel's shot was short. Northfield got the defensive rebound. They've got the ball. Pass comes out top to Holtz. He'll hand that one off to Liam Oakland. Oakland goes to Grotman in the right wing side, out high on the right wing. Still 20 seconds to shoot for Northfield. More than 13 and a half minutes to go in the game. Raiders down by 7 on the Taji Jewelry scoreboard to Big 9 rival Mankato East. Driving in is Oakland, and Oakland will find a slight opening to penetrate through. 11 points for Oakland. It is a 5-point game, 13:20 to go. East has led throughout. The lead has been as big as 14. Northfield fans are standing, making noise here at the barn to rally their team. They are now the 800-pound gorilla in the stands. Referencing something Coach Matt Christensen said after winning the section championship. Here's a turnaround jumper. Ricochets off the front of the rim. Raiders get the rebound. Raider fans are fired up. Into the front court. They'll slow it down a little bit, then fire a pass left wing. Passing on the three-pointer, getting it inside, looking, and they'll just work the ball around on the left. Northfield with possession. Still lots of time to shoot. 12:45 to go in the game. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock for the Raiders. Grotman has the ball. He's had a big game going his way. 13 points. An alley-oop. Backdoor play. Oakland is uncovered on the backside. Backdoor. It's a 3-point game with 12 and a half to go. East with the basketball and the 3-point advantage. 35-32. Handed off. There's a long 3. It's blocked. The shot is blocked. Northfield in transition threw it away. Grotman goes right. They wanted him to go left. Miscommunication on that play, and that ball is turned over. A number of subs are coming in now for each team. Remember, there is a no substitute for the quality service you receive from Ackerman Accounting and Tax Service in Owatonna. For Northfield, Oakland, Holtz, Upton, and Grotman. And for Mankato East, Gustafson, Dede, Herring, Meyer, and Petzel. Remember, Amari Noble's out with injuries, suffered more than midway through the first half. He had to be helped from the floor and very, very gingerly and slowly was helped off the floor with no pressure on his left leg. Mohammed has the ball. He's not even, he's on the list. Mohammed gets a nice pass off, and finishing at the rim is Herring. It is back to a 5-point lead, 37-32, just under 12 minutes to go in the second half. Northfield trails. They have trailed the entire ball game. State AAA quarterfinals. The winner plays number 1 seed Totino Grace tomorrow at noon. The loser plays at Concordia tomorrow at 2 against Minneapolis South. Hand off to Caden Oakland. Oakland has it blocked by Mohammed, who comes up with the ball. Then has it swatted out of his hands. Then it's loose on the floor. Mohammed dives after it. He can't keep it from going out of bounds, but there was a foul committed before that ball is ruled out of bounds. It is a foul on Northfield. A Mankato East player is slow to get back to his feet. And doubled over is Herring, but I think he's okay. The foul is on, well, who is the foul on? On Northfield. They don't have it on the board yet. Just a mad scramble for the ball. So hard are they playing for it. Was it 13? Was it Imes on the foul? And then he is on the floor. They didn't put a foul under his name on the list, though, on the scoreboard, so I don't know who that foul was on. Northfield, you know what? The foul actually on Mankato East. My mistake entirely. Then a shot in the JMO paint did not go. So that foul was on Herring, his third. I thought it was in the play of Muhammad getting knocked down. It was actually before that. Northfield comes up with a steal away from Gustafson. The pass ahead for Imes. Imes to the basket. He missed a runner that comes off the front of the rim. 11 minutes to go. It's still a 5-point Mankato East lead, 37-32. Pass deflected, fought for. Keeping possession of it, however, is McCormick in deep off the bench. No substitute for the work you get from it. Ackerman Accounting and Tax Service in Owatonna as McCormick, a 6'1 sophomore, gets the ball over to Schott. Shots past to Muhammad, tied up, and is the ruling a foul against Grotman? It might be a foul against Grotman. It would be his first, and it is the second against Northfield in the second half. 3 fouls have been whistled against Mankato East in the second half. Herring with the 3 fouls. Personally, checks back into the game. Herring. Yeah, Herring is still out there. For the Raiders, Liam Oakland just checked back into the game. And so Oakland, Holtz, Imes, and Bankston. 3-pointer for East misses, and then battling for the rebound. This might be Caden Oakland on the foul. Foul is going to be against Northfield. And the second on Caden Oakland, if it is on him, it is. 10:34 to go, 37-32, Mankato East with the lead. More subs are into the game. Meyer comes back in for Mankato East after he took a breather. I think that Dede has come back in the game. He had that 3-pointer in this second half that got the scoring restarted for Mankato East. There's a runner up the lane that's good for Gustafson and one. 39-32, foul against Northfield will send Gustafson to the line at a 3-point play opportunity. And the foul on Northfield on Bankston, his second, at the free throw line, where East has struggled. That is the first free throw made in 4 attempts for the team, and the lead is back to 8 with 10.5 minutes to go. Northfield had trimmed the deficit down to 3. Coming in on the right wing, around Petzel for 2 is Ben Imes. It's 40-34, 10-10 to go. Gustafson, the senior for Mankato East, dribbles into the front court, right switches to left-hand dribble, hooks it over into the left wing corner, deep in the corner, dribbling out of the corner around the perimeter. Meyer pushes that pass over to Schott. Schott, jump pass inside, stolen away. Raiders on the run into the front court, slowed down. Imes passes down low, all by himself is Bankston, and the Raiders had numbers and took advantage of it. And we've got a timeout on the floor. On the Taji Jewelry of Kenyon scoreboard, it's 40-36. There's 9:47 to go.
At JMO's Bowl in Faribault, you always strike a great meal. Now they're your go-to for graduation party catering. Let JMO's prepare and deliver the food right to you, or host an unforgettable graduation open house right at JMO's with access to sand volleyball, darts, and bowling. Remember Thursdays, bingo happens. Celebrate big this graduation season at J. Moles Bowl, 1802 4th Street Northwest in Faribault. Other catering jobs also welcome. Go to jmosbowl.com for details.
You said it last year, but you didn't do it. Now you're thinking again, I gotta find someone to take care of my books. And it's never too late. Ackerman Accounting and Tax Service can do that to ensure next year's tax time is much less stressful. From farming to small businesses, Ackerman Accounting and Tax Services will customize a plan that best fits your needs. Just think, you can have an expert take care of your day-to-day and month-to-month accounting tasks, freeing you up to do what you do best, run your business. They even work with individuals. See what they can do for you. Call Ackerman Accounting and Tax Services today, 451-3399.
Coming off of a timeout, Mankato East still has 3 timeouts left. Northfield has 3 timeouts left. Taji Jewelry of Kenyon scoreboard, 40-36. Mankato East with the lead. East, last 2 seasons, has been state runner-up. Totino Grace 2 years ago, Alexandria last season. Northfield at state for the first time since 1932. They were also at state in 1916 and 1928. So this is the 4th appearance at state for the Raiders. There's a backdoor pass to Petzel that was almost intercepted by Northfield, but the Cougars maintain possession of the ball. Gustafson comes off a screen. His pass to Petzel goes over his head, who's way out high. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 9:20 on the game clock. Cougars lead 40-36. Petzel, little baseline, missed it. Rebound, Caden Oakland. That one rolled around the rim, rested on the heel of the rim, and then rolled off, and Oakland got the rebound. Over to Holtz. He's outside the three-point arc. What are we at? 2 3-pointers for Northfield. Shot misses from three-point range. Imes gets the rebound. He gets the ball to Bankston inside to Holtz, but Holtz is cut off from the basket. Out top, still 11 to shoot for Northfield. 8:50 in the game, and that ball was jarred away from him from behind, and Petzel says, look, I've got a present. A prize comes to me. Dede on the left. Dede left of the lane. Skips it outside to Meyer. Down to 8:35 to go in the game. Cougars leading 40-36. Mankato East has led throughout. In that state tournament back in 1932, the irony of ironies was that Northfield lost to Mankato. Of course, there wasn't an East and a West then. It was just Mankato. Cougar shot misses. Rebound. Liam Oakland into the front court. Hesitates. Drives. Scoops it up. Missed it. Rebound comes back to him. A little jump stop. He gets plowed into by Petzel and knocked into Thursday. But this will be a foul, and this will be Liam Oakland going to the free throw line. Foul on Petzel is his first, team's 4th. And Petzel says, I barely touched him. Well, Petzel is got a significant size advantage against the 6'2 sophomore guard Liam Oakland, who goes to the free throw line and hits his first free throw. 3 points in the game for Oakland, all here in the second half. So Mankato beat Northfield in 1932. Mankato went to state 17 times from 1913 to 1971. West has been to state 6 times, and Mankato East is in their 14th state tournament appearance as Liam Oakland hits both free throws, including those consecutive runner-up finishes for Mankato East last year and 2 years ago. This, my friends, is a 2-point game with 8 minutes to go. 40-38 Mankato East. Cougars with the basketball. Herring on the dribble. Gustafson with a floater in the free throw lane. Missed it. A chance for the Raiders to tie or take the lead on this possession. A little bit of backcourt pressure by Northfield. By East. Northfield breaks it. Raiders front court. Grotman with the ball right side. Thought about a 3, decided not to. Caden Oakland on the dribble now. Oakland uses up the dribble. The ball to Holtz. They've got 15 seconds to shoot. There's 7.5 to go in this game. It is a 2-point game on the Taji Jewelry of Kenyon scoreboard. Awesome selection of diamonds at Taji Jewelry. Skip pass, free throw outside. Grotman for the lead. The Raiders lead. 41-40 Northfield. The first lead of the ball game with 7:15 remaining in the ball game. East basketball, the clock down to 7:05. On the dribble, Dede. Dede pushes it over to Herring. Right side, Meyer outside the arc. Meyer drives baseline, cut off by Grotman. Meyer passes backside Herring. Herring picked up by Caden Oakland. Down to 4 on the shot clock. With the basketball, Dede, a desperation heave that did not draw iron. And this is a shot clock violation. It will be an inbound for Northfield. The Raiders lead. Raiders lead with 6:42 remaining. There's a timeout on the floor. We'll continue on the mighty 920 KDHL.
Hamilton Mering Auction Group is the Upper Midwest auction leader, specializing in agricultural auctions for farmland and machinery, residential real estate, antiques, vintage collectible items, and more. Hamilton and Mering Auction Services have combined their over a century of auction experience to become the premier auction leader in Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. Discover the Hamilton Mering Auction difference, where quality meets opportunity and every auction tells a story. Check the auction calendar anytime at hmauction.com.
Mankato East Band is playing right now. I'm up here in the upper reaches of Williams Arena, enjoying the action far below on the raised floor. Roy Koenig on the KDHL Sports microphone. KDHL, Faribault, Minnesota. We are well into the second half, down to 6:42 remaining in the second half. 41-40, Northfield with the lead. Our stats today are a service of the folks who really know their numbers. H&R Block, Faribault, Lakeville, and Owatonna. Over 70 years of tax experience. They are the tax experts. Remember, at the conclusion of the game, I'll select the Goodhue County ADA players of the game. Goodhue County ADA says studies show consuming dairy products lowers your risk of type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure. Don't forget about the Northfield Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism's Community Market Fair and more at the Dundas Dome on Saturday, April 18th. It's free to attend, and they are going to have all sorts of vendors. It's much more than just a home show. Get there on Saturday the 18th. Northfield with the basketball. 6.5 minutes to go. They lead 41-40. Down low to Caden Oakland. Tries a reverse layup. Didn't have a look there. Goes out to Liam, and they'll work it around. Grotman holds it on the right wing. Still 18 seconds to shoot. Pass tipped. It's kicked. It's kicked by Mankato East. So it stays Northfield ball. They'll get an inbound. In off the bench right now is Schott. He enters the game for Herring. No substitute for the quality work you receive from Ackerman Accounting and Tax Service in Owatonna. 6:20 to go in the ballgame. Northfield leads for the first time. Corner three. Liam Oakland, no. But there is a foul underneath the hoop on Mankato East in positioning for the rebound. And who is the foul on? It's on Schott. Schott called on the foul, his first, team's fifth. East. Then the inbound is for Northfield, but Caden Oakland missed the shot. Raiders now on defense. There's a travel call as Briggs Meyer was reversing direction. He'll appeal to the official, but again, it doesn't do you any good. Whether the call was right or not, we know the officials are working hard, and once in a while they may miss one, but at the same time, they're going to get them right more often than not. So a turnover on Mankato East. Where's the turnover number here? Turnovers. They are 15-13. The Cougars have now turned the ball over more as J.T. Grotman delivers another tray from the left corner. It's Raiders by 4. 44-40 on the Taji Jewelry of Kenyon scoreboard with under 6 minutes to go. Here's a steal. Here's Caden Oakland racing the other way. Layup, but I don't think that counts. I think there was a whistle before that. He got grabbed from behind. Grotman delivering a big three-pointer in the corner. He's up to 19 points in the game. And the foul is on Meyer. That is his fourth. Briggs Meyer on the foul, his fourth. And it is Raider basketball with 5:45 to go, leading 44-40. Inside for Oakland. Oakland gets position high off the glass. It's Caden Oakland, who's had a monster second half. Oakland's at 15 points. Raiders lead by 6, 46-40 with 5.5 minutes to go in the second half. Mankato East made a great run when they lost their starter, as a three is delivered on the other end by the Cougars. That's Meyer on the three. This one's not over, folks. 46-43. I was just going to say that Mankato East made a great run when they lost Amari Nobles to what appeared to be a knee injury more than midway through the first half. Northfield has made a great run now to take the lead. Grotman hands the ball back to Holtz in the free throw circle. Caden Oakland on the right wing, deep in the corner. He backs off now outside the arc. Oakland goes to Grotman, missed the three. Ball is out of bounds off of Holtz, trying to get that offensive rebound. So with 4:48 to go, it is a 3-point game. 46-43, Northfield leads. Goodhue County ABA players of the game coming up. Our H&R Block, Lakeville, Faribault, Owatonna stats of the game. No computer program can come up with every possible tax question. You need to see the experts at H&R Block. East with the ball, Dede. 21-7 Cougars, 25-3 Raiders coming into this game. They split during the regular season. On the dribble now, a shot comes across the top of the key, gives to Gustafson for the Cougars. 4.5 to go in the second half, in regulation anyway. Still 15 seconds to shoot. Right side, a quick three is released, comes off the rim. Rebound by Liam Oakland. He's having himself a game. Oakland into the front court. He'll veer off to the left wing outside the arc and then center the ball. Right wing. Here's a three-pointer on its way. It's good. The first tray of the game for Tyler Hupton, the 6-foot senior. And the Raiders lead 49-43 with 4 minutes to go. Mohammed has the ball in the free throw circle for Mankato East. Mohammed is a senior forward at 6'7". A long three by Gustafson, drills it. That's one of those threes where college level and beyond, but I don't think he was confused by the three-point arc. Players just hit shots from that distance regularly. 3-point lead for the Raiders, 49-46. 3:35 to go. Left side, Grotman outside the arc, picked up by Dede. Goes across the top to Liam Oakland, and he'll back off a little bit. 10 seconds to shoot. Grotman for three. It's another. That is 5 triples in the game for Grotman. He's up to 22 points. Raiders lead by 6 with 3:15 to go. Battled for on the right side, a little bit of an opening, a teardrop shot around it, comes off, it bubbles out. It looked like that would go in. Dede appealing for a foul, didn't get it. And now it's Northfield into the front court with 3 minutes to go. Raiders lead 52-46. They've held Mankato East to 14 points in the second half thus far. 55 points allowed per game this season by Northfield. That is the best among the AAA teams here at State. 55 points allowed. Give and go underneath, and this is lost by Northfield. Give and go from Grotman. He couldn't quite find the handle on the ball as he was coming in on the backside of the lane. Inbound play for Mankato East. Winner plays tomorrow at noon against Totino Grace. Loser plays tomorrow at 2 over at the Gangelhoff against Minneapolis South. Front court for shot. 2:33 to go in regulation. 52-46 Northfield, Mankato East ball. Petzel hands that ball off to Gustafson. Give and go back to Petzel. Petzel knocks over a player. It's going to be a blocking foul on the Northfield player. Blocking foul, and I think it's going to be basket good as well. As Hupton kind of got in the way, got bowled over by Petzel, but blocking is the call. And to the free throw line is Petzel. 52-48. Petzel's first points of the second half. He's got 10 points in the game. Petzel's the player who's going to be playing college football, I believe, at Northern Illinois. That's what I had down in my notes from a regular season meeting where I saw Mankato East. And Petzel's free throw is good. And now it is a 3-point game with 2:20 to go. Northfield basketball, Caden Oakland into the front court, veers over to the right side, checks with his coach, and they take a timeout. We've got a timeout on the floor here at Williams Arena. What a ball game coming down the stretch on the mighty 920 Taji Jewelry of Kenyon scoreboard, 52-49 Northfield.
Your local Goodhue County dairy farmers would like to give you a friendly reminder that dairy is locally driven and powered by families like ours. When you grab that cheese, yogurt, ice cream, or milk, you're not just getting something delicious. You're supporting hardworking dairy farm families right in your own backyard. Support your local Goodhue County dairy farming families. From farm to fridge, real dairy, real local, real good. This message is brought to you by the Goodhue County Midwest Dairy Association and the dairy farmers of Goodhue County. Proud to support our communities and wishing all local athletes good luck this season.
Big runs don't happen by accident. They're built with hard work, preparation, and a strong foundation. That's exactly what you get with Pollock Construction. Based right in Rice County, Pollock Construction specializes in new construction, remodeling, and insurance restoration, delivering quality craftsmanship you can count on every step of the way. From start to finish, their team is committed to getting the job done right. Proud supporters of the Northfield Raiders at State, Pollock Construction, building it right.
Very big student sections here from Mankato East and Northfield. A couple of communities that have a lot of success in sports, as we all know from following Big Nine competition like we do. And Mankato East in their 5th consecutive appearance at state, 14th time overall, runner-up each of the last 2 seasons. Northfield, we've talked about it, but if you're just joining us, 1932 was their last appearance at state. They came back from 10 down in the section final. They've come back from 14 down in this one to lead by 3. 2:05 to go in the second half. Raider ball with the 3-point lead. Working in on the left wing side. Trying to get down low to the post. Oakland kicks it out to Holtz with the shot. Missed it. Offensive rebound, Caden Oakland. 1:50 to go. New shot clock reset to 20. Northfield by 3 with the ball. Caden Oakland. Oakland dribbles into the right wing corner. 7 seconds to shoot. Oh, that was a Grotman, by the way. From the left side for 3. That one missed. Rebounded by Herring. It's Mankato East ball. 90 seconds to go in regulation on the Taji Jewelry of Kenyon scoreboard. Score the best selection of jewelry in the area. 52-49 Northfield. East with the basketball. Petzel has it. He'll hand it off to Gustafson. Gustafson backs off a bit. Swung over to the right, back to Gustafson out on the letter M for the Gophers at midcourt. He's all the way back to the timeline practically. Gustafson moves ahead on the left dribble. He's got 7 seconds to shoot. Now it's shot with the basketball. There's 4 seconds to shoot. Gustafson heaves. That one isn't even close. Northfield ball with under a minute to go, leading 52-49. Raiders walk it into the front court. 48 seconds remaining. Northfield by 3. Caden Oakland leaves it for Holtz. And Holtz goes over it out to Liam, and now with the ball is Upton. There is still 15 seconds to shoot, 35 seconds on the game clock. Holtz with the basketball. An opening for Oakland, and he is absolutely hammered by Petzel, but he made the basket, and is going to go to the free throw line. Caden Oakland, he's going to be playing big-time football as well, and he can handle a hit from Petzel. Caden Oakland going to the free throw line for the and one. And watching this play, it absolutely destroyed Oakland, but he popped right back up off the raised floor here at Williams Arena. Petzel's second personal foul. It gives the Raiders a 5-point lead with the free throw coming and only 31.5 seconds remaining. Northfield 54-49. Northfield 55-49. A 6-point lead with 28 seconds to go. Timeout is taken by Mankato East as they cross the timeline. We've got time for one more in-game break.
When your vehicle needs attention, trust the team that's been part of Northfield for years. Raider Automotive on Highway 3 South. Locally owned and proud supporters of Raider activities, Raider Automotive handles everything from brakes and diagnostics to collision repair and towing. With experienced technicians and honest, reliable service, they'll get it done right the first time, so you can get back on the road with confidence. Cheer on the Raiders at State and trust Raider Automotive to keep you rolling.
What an exciting game we have had here in this 4 versus 5 seeded game, which we anticipated teams that squared off and split a pair of close games during the regular season. So a close game here we anticipated, but we've gotten here in kind of an odd way with Mankato East leading by as many as 14 in the first half. Cougars losing Amari Nobles to an apparent knee injury a little bit more than halfway through the first half. Northfield rallying from the 14-point deficit with a big performance by J.T. Grotman. He's up to 22 points. Oakland with just 4 points in the first half. Caden Oakland has exploded for 14 points in the second half, including 4 for 4 from the free throw line. And the Taji Jewelry of Kenyon scoreboard shows Raiders 55, Cougars 49 with 27.3 seconds to go. It is a Cougar inbound. It's going to be fun to get to our stats of the game, H&R Block stats of the game, coming up in the post-game show on the Mighty 920 KDHL, Faribault, Minnesota. Roy from the KDHL Sports microphone. Underneath is Petzel, although they're working for a three-pointer, and the ball is thrown away. Or was that deflected? What's the ruling here? Was it simply thrown away? Yeah. I don't know where that pass was going. To the point that I thought it was deflected to be that far off, but maybe a player cut the wrong way. So it is a Northfield inbound with 15 seconds to go, leading by 6. Northfield leads by 6. And 15 seconds, the Raider fans get the I believe chant going. A foul is committed by Herring. That'll be his 4th on Raider Caden Oakland with 14 seconds to go. And really no choice for Mankato East as they need to get something going here and not have the clock move any further. Big free throws. Right now it's a 2-possession game at 55-49 Northfield. Caden Oakland, this is a 1-and-1. He's 4 out of 4 free throw line. He's 5 out of 5 with the free throw line. Free throw good. The lead is 7, 56-49. And the free throw is not good. Still a 7-point game, but only 13 seconds to go. Raiders lead. And, interesting, they're going to commit the foul. Raiders commit the foul in the backcourt. 10.8 seconds to go. It is, I think, the 5th foul. Liam Oakland, that's his first. Foul trouble has not been an issue, although Herring and Meyer for Mankato East each have 4. But now with 10.8 seconds to go, East is still down by 7 points. Into the front court, Gustafson. Here's a long 3. That one is too strong, and it is out of bounds. It belongs to Northfield with 1.2 seconds to go. Northfield is going to do today what they couldn't do in 1932, and that's beat a team from Mankato. The Northfield Raiders have rallied from a 14-point deficit to win this game 56-49, and Northfield, the number 4 seed, comes back to get the 7-point victory and advance to the state semifinals tomorrow against number 1 seed Totino Grace. Gordy Kosfeld will have all the coverage of that for you on the Mighty 920 KDHL, Faribault, Minnesota. We move on into the post-game show. The Taji Jewelry of Kenyon scoreboard. Swing by and see their awesome selection of diamonds. Is 56-49 victory for Northfield. We'll be right back. Don't forget, there's no substitute for the quality service you receive from Ackerman Accounting and Tax Service in Owatonna. And remember, I've got your Goodhue County ADA Players of the Game coming up shortly in the post-game show as well. Goodhue County ADA reminds you to unleash dairy's potential with the power of protein.
Get ready, Northfield area. The Community Market Fair is coming to the Dundas Dome on Saturday, April 18th from 9 to 3. And it's so much more than a home and garden show. Browse over 100 vendors from landscaping and remodeling to sustainability, catering services, insurance, real estate, and so much more. Enjoy food trucks, family-friendly activities, and over $500 in prizes and drawings. There truly is something for everyone. Don't miss it. The Community Market Fair and more. Presented by Century 21 Atwood, Northfield.
Make it personal. Make it Taji Jewelry.
Awards by Taji and Kenyon can assist you in recognizing someone with plaques or trophies in a variety of styles and price ranges. Say thanks to a dedicated employee. Reward a son or daughter's accomplishments. Whatever the occasion, Taji Jewelry and Kenyon has the experience to assist in choosing the appropriate award. Teams throughout the area have used Awards by Taji because they know the service is unmatched and the price is right. Hamilton.
Big runs don't happen by accident. They're built with hard work, preparation, and a strong foundation. That's exactly what you get with Pollock Construction. Based right in Rice County, Pollock Construction specializes in new construction, remodeling, and insurance restoration, delivering quality craftsmanship you can count on every step of the way. From start to finish, their team is committed to getting the job done right. Proud supporters of the Northfield Raiders at State, Pollock Construction, building it right.
From Williams Arena, the Northfield Raiders rally from a 14-point deficit to get this win, 56-49. Raiders advance to the state semifinals tomorrow against Totino Grace. The other two semifinal combatants will be determined in the next 4 hours as the AAA tournament continues to unfold here at Williams Arena. This post-game show will wrap up our early coverage from state, only to resume later tonight around 8 o'clock with Waseca against Minnehaha Academy. I want to get to the H&R Block stats of the game right away. Over 70 years of tax experience. They are the tax experts at H&R Block with offices in Lakeville, Faribault, and Owatonna, only because my live stats page is going to disappear for the next game here pretty soon. So, Mankato East ends up shooting 41%. Raiders shoot 45%. 6 for 19 on three-pointers, most of those by Grotman. 5 for 19 for Mankato East. So that was pretty close, actually. Free throws, 8 for 9. That helped out Northfield in their comeback. Only 2 for 7 for Mankato East. Rebounding was even, 30-29 in favor of the Cougars. What else do we have here? Largest lead, 14 for Mankato East, 7 for Northfield, which was also the final score in the game. Assists, 13 assists for Northfield, 11 for Mankato East. Turnovers, which Mankato East had the advantage early in the game, 17 turnovers ultimately for the Cougars, just 14 for Northfield. Bench points were 9-6 in favor of Mankato East. Blocked shots 5-2 in favor of Northfield. The points in the J-Mo's Bowl paint was 28-28, dead even. Points off turnovers, 22-22, dead even. Fast break points, 9-4 in favor of Northfield. Second chance points were 15-4 in favor of Mankato East. So some of those point totals for you right there, or some of those stats for you right there from H&R Block. No computer program can come up with every possible tax question. Individual scoring in the game, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I believe it was 19 points for Caden Oakland. I actually want to do Mankato East for you first. And I'm just going to go top to bottom here just for simplicity's sake on my score page, scoring in the game. And then we'll get to our Goodhue County ABA players of the game after one final break. Amari Nobles, who left with injury, and that is, of course, a tough situation for Mankato East. Need other players to step up and fill his role. He was a starter. He's a good scorer for the team, and he left with an apparent knee injury in the latter stages of the first half. 4 points for Amari Nobles before he left the game. 8 points for Gustafson. 7 points for Dede. 4 points for Herring. 5 points for Schott. A couple of guys off the bench. 10 points for Meyer. And 11 points for Braden Petzel. 8 of those in the first half. So a couple of players in double figures for Mankato East, who goes to 21-8 on the season. They'll play tomorrow against Minneapolis South over at the Gangelhoff Center in St. Paul for the consolation side. For Northfield, if I have this added up right, it's 19 points for Caden Oakland. 5 points in the game for Hupton. 3-6-9. He had 5 3-pointers. That's 15. 23. I'll get that on hook for you. Here we go. Somebody else had some chords up here in my play place. 23 points in the game for JT Grotman. Let me double check that. 5, 10, 13. 13 and 9. 13 and 9. 22 points maybe? You won't hold me to math, will you? 20-plus points for J.T. Grotman. How's that for you? I'll add it up during my next break. 4 points in the game for Liam Oakland. 4 points in the game for Ben Imes. And 2 points in the game for Bankston. It was certainly the Caden Oakland J.T. Grotman combo that lifted Northfield here in this game today to a 56-49 victory. So that is a rough scoring estimate, if you will. Northfield improves to 26-3 on the season and advances to the semifinal against Totino Grace tomorrow. One final break, and then we'll close things down, but don't go anywhere. Who will be the Goodhue County ADA players of the game? It's coming right up on the Mighty 920 KDHL, where the Taji Jewelry of Kenyon scoreboard shows a 56-49 Northfield victory. You don't want just any diamond, you want a Taji Jewelry diamond.
More than 95% of dairy farms in the U.S. are family-owned and operated. Families like your local dairy farmers who love what they do. They take care of their cows like family and work hard to leave the land even better for the next generation. Today's dairy farmers use less land and water than ever before to produce a gallon of milk. All this to provide you with the cheese, yogurt, ice cream, and milk you love. From farm to fridge, real dairy, real local, real good. This message brought to you by the Goodhue County Midwest Dairy Association and the Dairy Farmers of Goodhue County, proud to support our communities and wishing all local athletes good luck this season. Get ready, Northfield area. The Community Market Fair is coming to the Dundas Dome on Saturday, April 18th from 9 to 3, and it's so much more than a home and garden show. Browse over 100 vendors from landscaping and remodeling to sustainability, catering services, insurance, real estate, and so much more. Enjoy food trucks, family-friendly activities, and over $500 in prizes and drawings. There truly is something for everyone. Don't miss it. The Community Market Fair and more, presented by Century 21 Atwood, Northfield.
Final notes from Williams Arena for this segment, and remember, I will be back for the Waseca versus Minnehaha Academy game. I'm really looking forward to that game. Waseca's a 6th seed. Just hearing chatter in southern Minnesota. I work out of Owatonna each day, and Waseca is better than a 6th-seeded team. Players off of the state runner-up in football. You got a Mr. Basketball finalist on the team. I think that's going to be a fun ball game tonight, so I hope you join me for that. That'll be our next coverage here on the Mighty 920 KDHL Faribault, Minnesota, in our 78th year of state tournament basketball coverage. Be sure to go to KDHLradio.com, read up on the historical aspects of our coverage here at State. A nice post by Gordy Kosfeld here in the most recent days. As far as players of the game, to wrap up this 56-49 Northfield come from behind win over Mankato East. On the east side, Briggs Meyer, he delivered the first three-pointer of the game. Three-pointers are so important in high school ball, and neither team could find the bottom of the net on three-pointers. Meyer finally hit a three. He had 7 points in the first half. He added a three in the second half, with Mankato East coming out of the gate slowly in the second half. He ended up with 10 points in the game, played great defense, had to battle some foul trouble. Briggs Meyer is your Mankato East Goodhue County ADA player of the game. And for the Northfield Raiders, I've gone with J.T. Grotman. Speaking of three-pointers, he hit 5 of them, including 3 in the second half, as the Raiders made the comeback from a 14-point deficit that they had in the first half. Had a strong run early in the second half, got within 3, fell down again by 8 or 9, but then surged to victory. And no small part of that was J.T. Grotman delivering 5 three-pointers in the game. 22 points in the game. I've got that as official as I'm going to get for 22 points. Caden Oakland had a tremendous second half. Don't let me forget that. He's certainly an honorable mention player of the game. But I'm going with the 6'3 senior who's going to be playing some baseball. I talk so much about Oakland playing football. Let's not forget how much of an athlete J.T. Grotman is. He'll be pitching at MSU Mankato in the future. So a fine athlete. He scores 22 points and is today's Goodhue County ADA player of the game for the Raiders. Well, that was a fun one, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Great to have you tuned in. We really, really appreciate it. And we appreciate as much, if not more, our sponsors. We appreciate you all. What can I say? But Stearns Heating and Cooling of Red Wing, Hamilton Bearing Auction Kenyon, Raider Automotive Northfield, Upper Lakes Foods of Northfield, Community Resource Bank of Northfield, Steel Waseca Co-op Electric, Heritage Dental Care of Northfield, Northfield Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism. That's going to be a lot of fun on April 18th, the Community Market Fair and More held at the Dundas Dome. Be there to check that out. It is free to attend, and it sounds like in the AM Minnesota interview this morning Gordy had with representatives of the Chamber, they've got a few more openings for vendors as well, so check in with the Northfield Chamber on that, and then be there on April 18th. Taji Jewelry of Kenya, you don't want just any diamond, you want a Taji Jewelry diamond. H&R Block, Faribault, Owatonna, Lakeville. J-Mo's Bowl of Faribault, where you always strike a great meal. 28-28, dead evening, points in the paint. J-Mo's Bowl of Faribault, points in the paint. Goodhue County ADA and Ackerman Accounting and Tax Service of Owatonna. One more look at my phone just to make sure I'm not missing any message from anyone Gordy related. And so we've got that. And I will say that I have the game tonight, Waseca coming up against Minnehaha Academy. That'll be our next coverage on KDHL tonight at about 8 p.m. here from Williams Arena. And then all the semifinal games tomorrow, and all the semifinal games on Friday, and all the championship games on Saturday as well on the Mighty 920 KDHL. And a final one last time, Northfield with the come-from-behind victory after a 94-year drought. Beating Mankato this time around, Mankato East as it is. The Northfield Raiders come from behind to defeat the Cougars of Mankato East 56-49 and advance to the semifinals on Thursday. For all of us with Town Square Media and the Mighty 920 KDHL in Faribault, Minnesota, thank you for listening. And Roy Koenig saying good afternoon from Williams Arena at the University of Minnesota campus.
Discover the finest jewelry collection in southern Minnesota, right in downtown Canyon at Taji Jewelry. With an extensive selection to suit every style and budget, you'll find everything from timeless watches and elegant jewelry to unique money clips and more. Personalize your gift with a custom engraving. Add a name, a special message, or both to make it truly one of a kind. Because you don't want just any diamond, you want a Taji Jewelry diamond.